Sambuca's podcast, coming to you from a secret location in Cork City, with Anya and Owen as your host.
And sometimes, Jay.
Welcome back to the Sambuca's podcast. It's episode 17.
Is it 17?
17 today, yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, like.
I think it's 16.
Not 17.
That's
100%.
fucking mad.
So today, as you're looking, depending on what you're listening on or watching on, we have our guest on the podcast today via Zoom. It's Mark Tynan. How are you?
What's the crack? Are you getting on?
Not much, not too bad. So starting off the podcast anyway, we talked about Mark a fair bit. Like we
Too
talk about
much,
him every podcast.
yeah. Everyone knows Mark already. Like,
Yeah,
they've been waiting for it.
Nervous.
They know your number off by heart and everything like this. I just spoke it out like constantly.
Mark, did you know that Owen knows your number off by heart?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even think I have his one then to make it work.
Yeah.
How would you know it off by heart though?
Because he has the same number since he's probably 12.
Yeah, but still though.
Well,
Well,
it's
Do you know your dad's number?
No, I don't know.
What? You don't know your dad's number, but you know
I
Mark's
know
number.
Mark. Okay. Have to,
I'm more important. I am his dad.
yeah, there you go. Born and raised.
You're friends for years, like, aren't you?
Yeah, how long are we friends, Mark?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know. 12, 15, 20 years, I'd say.
What?
Yeah, long time.
But I'm 27, like, and I know you since I'm at least 12. So, yeah, about 15 years, I'd say.
Yeah, at least, yeah. And we'd always know of each other, like, hang around the place, like, you know.
That is mad, isn't
yeah.
it?
Madness. Too long.
But,
Too long.
like, as you know anyway, Mark obviously is a sponsor of the podcast, so a lot
We're
of
so
this-
lucky, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. Like, he's a sponsor of the podcast, like, and kind of a lot of our equipment and stuff is because of him, like, so, you know, big up Mark Tynan, like,
It
you know?
wouldn't have been able to grow so quickly
Yeah.
without the help of a sponsor, because usually how sponsors go is like people don't get the opportunity to get a sponsor till way down the line.
Yeah.
We were just so lucky
Just
with it,
lucky.
you know what I mean?
We had connections in good places, like, so it's a
Have
good
to
way.
look
That's
after
all.
my son, you know.
Huh?
Have to look after my son, you know.
There you go.
But your Mark's
Sorry.
always doing stuff. What was the thing you were doing? What was the thing I seen you do on Instagram? Was it like a month ago? Something about the fella with the dog.
Oh, yeah. Glenn's German Shepherd was had a tumour that I know grew, and the surgery was like €1,000, and I bumped into him in our main street. It was just random. I got a tattoo of my own dog on my hand, who was the German Shepherd. And that day I was walking over the road. 10 minutes later, I bumped into Glenn, who was trying to raise money for surgery for his German Shepherd. Glenn is like really struggling, and he was in like homeless centres and goes to penny dinners and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like it was meant to be, because I got the tattoo in my hand, and then I bumped into Glenn 10 minutes later.
Yeah. It's weird how, like,
we raised the money within 10 hours. Like a token.
yeah, it was amazing.
I just remembered there. I just got a flashback, right? I remember we were still only texting, and I remember you said something. You were like, "Oh, my friend Mark's doing some fundraiser thing," and I remember I looked him up, and what were you doing, Ken? It was like what? It was 24 hours of working out or
Oh, the
something.
24-hour workout.
Oh, yeah. So 24 minute workouts in 24 hours. So
I thought it was insane. The first time I heard it, I was like, this fiend's going to die. Like, I mean,
it was grand. It was tired. Being the last 5 or 6 workouts were very hard, right, to be fair.
yeah.
What did I say to you again? Oh, I was like, oh, he definitely can only eat like half a banana or something like that. I was dead right. You said to, but I was like, no. And I was like, like a big fool.
I was eating Domino's cookies at 1 a.m, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Here.
You deserved it anyway.
Was your
definitely.
Dom's really bad afterwards?
My legs were very sore the day after. I had a funeral the day after. I could hardly walk. People were looking at me like, what the fuck?
This thing's really mourning. He can barely stand.
It only lasted like maybe 24 hours. It didn't go on too long. But because I was training so much anyway, it wouldn't have been too long.
Yeah, it worked in your favour. Oh my days. How long did you have the gym again, Mark?
I have my own business since March 2019, so a year and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to tell us a bit about, like, the gym, like, and kind of what you provide and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we run a private personal training centre in Blackpool. Our main service is personal training, but we do small group training, classes, things like that. We work with the general population. Our main type of person is the general person that's just looking for help, you know, trying to change their life. So we work with people that are looking to change their lives and not trying to get a six-pack, you know, and the gym is so much more than trying to get a six-pack or trying to look good for your holidays, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we work with a lot of people local in the north side that's been through so many things. So yeah, that's that's my story.
That's very true. Very good. And like you mentioned earlier, like you started your business in 2019, is it?
Yeah.
Your business. And like, what was the story? So how did you end up in that kind of line of work? Like,
Well, I started off in the industry when I was 18. I started off as a part-time lifeguard and a cleaner in a leisure centre while I was doing recreational leisure in college. So started off as like part-time lifeguard and part-time cleaner, like 10 hours a week. And then I always played soccer and stuff and sports when I was younger.
Right.
Got me that I had a fitness interest, but I kind of worked my way up through the ranks in that job up to the manager. I was the duty manager for 3 or 4 years. But then, like, what really made me passionate for the industry is actually helping other people. It wasn't about
Yeah, you love helping other people. Like, you can see it straight away, can't you? Like, it's just, you know it, like.
Yeah, like running the gym is different to, like running an actual leisure centre is different to running a private gym. It's completely different because there it's all about writing down the invoices and logging memberships, and you're not really dealing with people, but so they're doing PT on
not a back office, like rather than actually
kind of stuff. And it was boring. It wasn't what I was in the industry for. No, it was good experience for no, but I was in the industry to help people, and then I started doing part-time PTs, and that's when it really kind of.
Oh, and you know, towards the end of you were saying you were working in Leisureplex for a few years. Towards the end of it, were you still really passionate about working there, or did you know you were craving more?
It wasn't Leisureplex anyway, it was a leisure centre.
Same stuff, that's me. Why is it leisure centre? What do I take from conversations? Like?
You're grand then, you go, I know it's you.
Everyone knows me.
They all know her.
Everyone knows me.
Just Enya, being Enya. What was the question again? Sorry.
Coming up to the end of that job, did you still have a great passion for it, or did you know you were craving something more?
Well, like I was full-time manager, and then I started doing PTs part-time on the side outside of that job. So actually in a different gym. So I was kind of running one gym while doing PTs in a different gym.
Jeez, that's
so
very
then like, the PT started to kind of take off, and I was actually getting good at it, and I realized that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I was more passionate about. So I kind of started drifting away from that full-time job. It was kind of like I didn't enjoy going in there anymore. That's
nice though, the way Mark kind of fell into the new passion. You know, a lot of people live their lives going, I can't find my passion. Like, that's me now, I don't know what job I want. You know, that sort of way. But it's so nice, like, just drifting into it, you know. And obviously they required loads of hard work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But like with that as well, like a lot of people, they might be in a job like you went into a certain industry thinking it's like, this is what I want to do, and you end up going down like kind of the managerial role and stuff like that, and then you like lost the passion. But like a lot of people they lose the passion for something and they just keep staying in it, and then they're miserable, you know.
It's like, it was great. Being a manager is great. You're like, I'm a manager. It's fantastic and it's decent money, but it wasn't what I was set out to do, and it wasn't. I didn't enjoy doing it. Yeah, it was good money. Yeah, it was a good role, but it wasn't what I was set out to do. You know, I was just kind of like, do I choose starting off as a rookie in the PT industry and actually enjoy my job, or do I stay around in a full-time job and not really enjoy it? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a really tough decision to make at the same time. Like, I remember now I was in childcare only at the start of this year, and I knew it was gone. I was in childcare since I was 17. I really thought I loved it, and I thought I'd be in it for life, and I really wasn't enjoying it. But then it's the choice. It's like, do I stick what I know?
Yeah.
Or do I just jump into things? It's a big choice to make. Like, it is tough.
You do kind of have to do. You have to take the leap if you're not enjoying it anymore.
You have to take some sort of a leap, and you have to kind of go with your heart and not your mind, you know. And
and a lot of people don't, and I'd say that really adds to like mental health issues. You know, people who are just, it's kind of accepting your situation. Like, if your situation isn't great, you can't just accept it, you know.
Like with obviously with your phase now from the leisure centre and going into the personal training, then what kind of start did you get with the personal training? Did you go under someone yourself, or kind of did you go back to college, get more education with it?
I started working part-time with a guy in Ballincollig, and it was great because I got a feel for working directly with someone, you know, on one-to-one basis. And it was kind of up to myself to make some sales and get some clients in, because the more clients I had, the more money I made. So
that would motivate you. Like,
I started off with no one. I started off with 0 clients, fresh start, walking into a new job, and it was like, yeah, I got a couple of clients off the person I was working for, but if I wanted more money, I would have to get more clients. So
Yeah.
that push to get more clients and learning how to use social media better, and kind of indirect sales and word of mouth, and it started pushing me towards things I never knew. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of like trial and error stuff there, isn't it? Like the way he just said it there, he's literally just out in this new thing.
Yeah.
And you took the leap, and then it's like, oh, I need to get more clients. So for me, did you find that scary? Because that sounds kind of scary.
it was like at the start, it wasn't too bad because I had the full-time job and I was doing the part-time PT. So if the part-time PTs didn't work, I could have just stayed with my full-time job. But then once I left the full-time job, it was scary because it was like, all right, if I don't get people in, then I don't have money.
There's no money. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be kind of scary.
Yeah. And like obviously going into the personal training side of it then, obviously you learned, you kind of have to make your own sales then and stuff like that. Did you have kind of any sales background prior to?
No, like
I know he just goes, nah.
I worked with memberships in the gym that I used to work in, but like that was kind of signing people up as they come in the door. It wasn't up to me to get them in the door, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was difficult, but like I done various different marketing courses online, like small short ones, and Google all these people like Gary V and all these random Instagram marketers, and I just started getting free information off the internet, and some of it worked, some of it didn't,
Yeah.
But the best thing for marketing is your clients, you know what I mean? They're if you're good at your job, you'll never have to market yourself.
They'll do it for you, yeah. Exactly.
So like I've had a great success in that regards, that I didn't really have to spend massive money or massive time on marketing because I was good at my job. My clients done it for me, so more for me,
Yeah. And how important kind of is social media now in terms of kind of promoting your business and things like this?
It is very important to get your voice heard, and like what you believe in, and to teach people what your actual gym is about and what your personal training thing is about. Because if you look at my face or my Instagram page, you probably never see a price, you never see a promotion. It's more of, I want to teach people about what we actually do.
That's so true. I never thought of that. Like each job everyone has, like, you don't know the stuff that's behind it. Like everything kind of has a reason, that way.
Yeah, like a fella, I have a business coach, and he told me when I first started with him, and first thing he ever said to me, he said, emotion over promotion. So if you're emotional with your posts, and if you connect with someone, you'll probably get them in faster than promoting it 10% off. That's not connecting with anyone. You know what I mean? So like if you're emotional with your post and you're connecting with the right person, like if I started talking about addiction to Johnny, who had an addiction, then it probably connect with him more, and he might want my help more, as opposed to saying 10% off. You're not appealing to anybody when you say 10% off,
That's actually kinesthetic. That's called, I think. I was, for my course now, we were doing this test. It was a test to see if you're like, what is it? A visual learner, whatever they call it, like a sound learner, I don't know. And there's kinesthetic and audio learner. And a lot of people are actually kinesthetic. How they learn and stuff is through feelings.
Right.
There's actually loads of actual science to that I actually, I'll have to get up the test one of the days. Like, I'd be kinesthetic. So like if I ever seen a post, like Mark said, like, oh, I'm just making this up off the top of my head now, pretend it was you. Owen was having a really hard time before he came and stuff, I'd be like, whoa, because it gets me in my feels,
But yeah, like when if there's a yeah, and like if there is a testimonial there and it's kind of going into them, it's like this person had this problem and kind of this was their goals and stuff. Anybody reading, 100 people might read it, but 3 or 4 people might connect with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like our industry is based on connections, it's not based on making money, it's based on connecting with people in the right way and like making sure you can help the people. No, we're not going to be able to help everyone, of course, but like you have to be able to connect with the person, and that's why I say, like, if you came to me and it didn't work, that's absolutely fine. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't connect with absolutely everyone, but I do my best to connect. So it's based on being able to connect, and I mightn't have the biggest knowledge in the world and I might know everything, but I might be able to connect with that person better than anybody else can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you said, like, with your gym as well, it's kind of a gym for normal people. Like, you're not going to come down and see big bodybuilders down at your gym. Like, you know what I mean? It's not the place, like,
No,
Well, like with yourself, I know connection being very important with your clients and stuff like that. And it's very, family environment. I suppose you all kind of know each other and get on well with each other and stuff like that. Like, do you have kind of your own fitness journey yourself then that you can connect with your clients then when you come down with?
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it was it it was December 2017 is when I first started my own fitness journey, is because I was overweight, and Stephen's Day in 2017, I tried on an extra large t-shirt, and it was literally tight me, like, so.
Right.
That was when I first got a bit of a wake-up call to get my shit together, like, and I was working in a gym at this time. I was a manager of a gym. I was around that environment, but I just hadn't passion for it, And when I first started losing weight myself is when I started finding my passion for helping people lose weight. So in the end, at the very first time, I lost 5 stone. My first weight loss journey. Then obviously I went through stages of putting on muscle.
Yeah, there are always so many stages.
I lost 5 stone at the very start in the space of, I know it was 5 months. I think I went missing off the face of the earth for about 5 months. I didn't have a drink or a takeaway or a chip or a cigarette. Yeah.
Was that so hard? Like, no, I'm serious. I think I've lost 6 pounds since March, and I'd be going, poor me.
But it's fine, like, the way I done it, I wouldn't recommend it to any of my clients, because I went literally so cold turkey, but I knew I had to do it for myself,
Yeah, it varies from person to person, yeah.
I didn't socialize with anyone. I didn't eat anything unhealthy. I didn't have a takeaway. I didn't have a chip or a drink. I just went cold turkey. I was training every day of the week.
You're the motivation that got you through that. Like, it was like, I just want to see the results and I'm going to get it.
I think it was waking up unhappy about the way I looked, It was just, I looked at myself in the mirror and I actually nearly broke down in tears because I just didn't like the way I looked.
Yeah. So
that's a really hard place to be. I think I remember being like that, and it's weird because, like, we always see our bodies. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, it's nearly like someone just gives you different eyes, and then you actually say, oh my God, I'm after going completely after shape, and I can't believe, how did it get to this? And like, it is a lot easier to gain weight than it is to lose it in a lot of circumstances. And you look and you go, I'm stuck with the weight on me now, what do I do? And you can get really upset about it,
Yeah. I like, obviously,
the best thing for you is to look in the mirror and see that, because if someone tells you, you're probably not going to listen to them. You have to be able to hear it from within, not from someone else,
That is so true.
Yeah.
And you can't give anyone that in a flash drop. You can't go, look, here's your realization. Here's you're going to find out. It's mad. Like, people get it. And some, like, I've done Slimming World, this, that, and that. But it wasn't there. I was trying to force it, but I just didn't get my realization yet.
Yeah, because
you have to realize it yourself. It has to come from your own mind first, because if you're not in the right frame of mind to do it, then it's not going to be done,
Yeah,
you have to find your own way before you do it, because, like, I was putting on the weight for Jesus probably 3 or 4 years before I realized that I actually put on and need to do something about it.
It's really crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy.
I think we had discussion ourselves about it. It's kind of like, we're humans who wear clothes every day and stuff like that. But, like, when do you take the time to actually just look at yourself in the mirror? Just as a human, like, you know what I mean? It's not a common thing, like, you go for a shower or whatever, but you're not actually, like, being aware of yourself, like, in your body and things like that,
Yeah.
Very rarely, we don't, like.
Yeah. With that as well, like, did it, like, it obviously you saw yourself, whatever, you didn't like what you see. Do you think it had an effect on your mental health negatively, like, even prior to you kind of dawning on it?
Not really. I never really suffered from mental health issues, to be honest. I could dwell and say, my mind wasn't right in this period of time, but, like, I don't really dwell on those things, because I wouldn't be that type of person anyway. I kind of be strong-minded enough that even if I am stressed or worried or anxious, that I know how to get out of it fairly quick, and even before, when I was overweight, it never really got me down until that moment, I could see people saying it to me, and when lads are messing, they say things to each other. It never got to me, like, it never did. Like, that really does, but it never really did get to me until that point and that moment when I realized it was like a come to Jesus moment for anything, that it just happened to me, that it got me upset on that time. But
You put the steps in place then to change it, like, you know.
Exactly, yeah, and it's just you just have to adapt and change, you know, and just all right, if I keep going the way I'm going, my life isn't what I want it to be, and I just have to change.
Yeah. Like
Have
what
to
Mark
stay
said,
going.
yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because like Mark said there, sometimes like everyone, he didn't say a word for it, but it's people get anxious. That doesn't mean you have anxiety. You know, that way. Like obviously Mark had his own things going on, whatever. But it is about how you deal with it. And what's the word? And look, it's all about the mindset. And I remember whenever I was first diagnosed with anxiety, I went to this course. It was an anxiety program. And your one said, most of your anxiety that you're suffering with is accumulated in your own brain. And I was like, this fucking bitch. I was like, are you trying to tell me I made this suffering myself? And then I actually came to learn it's true. It's mad. Like it is about the mindset you have.
Yeah, and it's like it's important to keep your like obviously your mind healthy as your body is healthy. Do you do anything kind of in the gym in terms of like mindset and stuff like that, Mark?
Like we offer, like we wouldn't have any qualifications with mindset, but like we obviously, me and my two trainers, we do things that help us be positive and be better. So we can give advice, we read on things and we try and learn about the mind a little bit more. And that's the more route I'm going down now. I've done so many qualifications, trained nutrition, that I'm just like, I want to come away from that a little bit and learn more about the mind. So like we do things like meditate, listen to podcasts, you know, all those things that help with my mind and reading. And I do 101 things myself that I don't even realize that I do, like organizing my mind. When I get anxious, it's more of, it's overwhelming because of the amount of work that I have to do. So that's when I get anxious. It's overwhelmed. But like, I just have to prioritize my tasks, get a whiteboard, write down my tasks on my phone, and come away from it, meditate a little bit, and just kind of come back to earth a little bit, you know. We help people with that. We offer them advice on what we think might work. Like we wouldn't have qualifications, but we can do our best to try and help them with.
But I can
tell them the books that we've read to help us and what we listen to.
Yeah. With that, like kind of, if you are kind of in, you know, if there is someone that comes into you and they're kind of, you know, looking to lose weight or whatever, but they don't have the mindset to do it, obviously you can kind of, you know, perk them up a bit or something, or give them a bit of motivation and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, you definitely can. Yeah, we like that's our job, is to motivate people to do that. You know, and there's 101 ways to do it, and we try our best to motivate everyone that comes in the door and keep motivating, you know, checking in with them all the time and making sure they're all right, especially through these times as well. It's tough on people.
Yeah, exactly. You were saying there, Mark, as well, that you have your things like meditating, the podcast, reading and stuff. And obviously, like you were even saying a while ago that you had like a few years ago, before you got your own business, you two kind of jobs on the go. So you've always been kind of busy. And whenever you started the gym, I can imagine it got a lot more busy. You know what I mean? Your life got more busy. When did you realize, like, was there any moment where you goes, I am getting really stressed and I need to do something about it, or anything like that?
Probably every week I come to that stage, I'd say.
Okay.
Like it comes and it goes, you know, like before lockdown there, like, or I'd say prior to me hiring my first employee, I was working easily 100 hours a week, like, you know, easily 100 hours. And it was kind of
100 hours a week. How much, like, if you put that into days, how much is that? Like, and how much hours is that a day?
15 hours a day, 7 days a week, like.
No, imagine me. Like, I need 9 hours sleep. That takes a certain mindset. That really does.
It was horrible. Like, it wasn't horrible because I loved it, but like, it was kind of like I hired and then I cut back to again about 70, 80 hours a week, you know. And like, even to this day, I'm still working every day, every hour. Like, my mind is always in work, you know, even though I might not be in work, I might not be doing work, my mind is always there.
Yeah.
You sit down on my phone and watching a film with my girlfriend, and I just start flicking through the Canva app and start making marketing things. Or
I was about to ask him that. I always have this thing in my head that, like, I don't know. I was only thinking about this a few nights ago. That, like, if I ever have this big business, whatever, that, like, at 5 o'clock when it's closed, everyone go away. I'm not answering anything. That's way easier said than done.
Like, I do it like or Saturday, you know, like myself and my girlfriend had full day movies. I just, like, I didn't turn off my phone, but I didn't answer anyone back because that was my time, you know. And sometimes I do that, but like nowadays I'm opening a gym and trying to move house. So like, when we're in the middle of COVID and the place isn't open, I could still be doing 12 hours a day, like.
It's like, even you're working, like, you don't even realize you're working.
Oh yeah, you like it. Like your mind is always in work, even though your body might not be in work. Your mind always is. Like you're always texting your clients, talking to them, helping them out, making sure.
That is a lot.
Mm.
Like that is like I don't know. Like I'm saying this out of my ass now, but I'd say if you googled it, it says like human beings should only work so many hours a week or whatever. But now with social media and with the internet and stuff like that, yeah, look, it has loads of benefits. But for people with businesses and stuff, and with COVID as well, like you could be working all the time. There's no official go home, you've no internet, you just have to sit and do nothing.
Yeah. You can do that every now and again. Like you could go, like I went away for the weekend a few weekends ago, and I set up a little message on my phone that anytime someone texts me, they got an automated reply to say I'm not answering back till Monday. And I do when I do get overwhelmed and when I do get like stressed and anxious, I just go away for a weekend or I just shut off my phone and just be like, all right, I need this downtime now, you know.
Would you have any things like whenever I'm getting stressed, one of my things is I notice if I'm getting overwhelmed, I get like nightmares or something. Is there anything that you'd say that kind of go, okay, yeah, I'm getting stressed now?
I don't know. Like to be honest, I'm fairly strange in the fact that even though I stress and I worry and I have 101 things going on and I work 80 hours a week, I never really get bogged down by it, you know. I'm kind of strong-minded enough to say that, right, like if I get anxious over work, my main priority is to do that work to make me unanxious, you know what I mean? That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 10 tasks and I'm like, oh fuck, I have 10 tasks to do, like I have these 10 things to do before tomorrow. I'm like, all right, just get them fucking done and then the anxiety goes away, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's more of like if I have loads of work to do, it's like, all right, get this shit done now.
More motivated. Then again, he gets triple motivated then when he's stressed, you know? That's very handy. You know what I mean?
So your normal is being like busy all the time. Like that's you feel comfortable like, when you're doing
sometimes
stuff.
it is hard and sometimes you have to switch off the phone and get a massage or go away for a weekend. But like I think we all need that no matter if you're doing 10 hours or 80 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's amazing about Mark now, right? My dad, now I classify my dad definitely as a workaholic, right? But that, like, he's to the stage where it's constant. Like, he always needs to be distracted. Like, he can't even, like, he has to have the radio on whenever he's at home. But Mark meditates, so the balance is there. You know what I mean? It's not like he's this over workaholic. He does have the balance, and he can sit in his own too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it is really.
When people ask me like, why are you working so much? Like what? Like I could work 80 hours a week for what? Maybe 400 hours a week, maybe. Like I actually take myself. That's nothing really in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Why do you do it? Like why do you do it? And it's if you think about it, if I started this business when I was 25, and if you ask me in 10 years time when I'm 35 and see where I am then, will it all be worth it? And I can guarantee 10 years. If you're going to live to your 85, what's 10 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
only forever free after 35, then what's 10 years of my life? You know, it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing. 10 years to live the rest of your life in freedom, you know?
Yeah.
And like with your gym, obviously, how did that kind of come about starting? Like where did you get to? Like you just came to the point where like that's I'm going to start my own business. What was the kind of the scheme that led up to that actually becoming?
I know where this is going.
Something that's in your head, like
there was a few reasons why I started my own business, and like there's a few pushes that gave me to start, you know. So in April of whatever 3 years ago, I think anyway, 2017, I think was it? No, it wasn't. It was 2018 because I was after losing weight. That's the only reason I remember. It was actually
smiling at me. Two of us are like this, waiting for him.
I was prepping for my first photo shoot and I got called out for winning streak. So that was April 2018. And so I got on to winning streak anyway. You were there one. And
was it really cool winning streak? I need to ask you 100 questions about winning streak. What was it like being on telly?
It was grand. I suppose I'm so used to talking to people and having people in front of me that it wasn't overwhelmingly nervous. You know, I was a small bit nervous, bit of butterflies, but I had a shot of whiskey before I went on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and didn't you say that there's a thing like when, I don't know, I'm sure I didn't dream this, I'm sure. That a fella like goes up a side that says clap for
they do that.
Like his crowd, or what is it? He gets the crowd going anyway.
Yeah, he's the hype man for the crowd. Like.
You go home and your hands are swollen red.
My hands were red raw. I never want to go and be in the audience ever again. Never. But go on, what happened with that anyway? When you streak.
So we went on the Saturday. We went up and they won 23,000 anyway in the end. That was grand. It was good help.
Yeah.
So that was that full day anyway. It was good crack, like it was.
Yeah.
It was,
An
Do
experience.
you always win money if you go on winning streak? Or can
Yeah.
someone go home with nothing?
I think a minimum of like 8,000 you can win or something like that.
All right, so the minimum's like 8,000.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's handy out, like.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
exactly. So that kind of gave me that was before I ever started my own business, of course. The year before I started my own business. So like that was in April, and then in June I got made redundant from my full-time job because they closed down.
Ooh.
So like it would kind of everything kind of happened in the right way in a
That
sense.
really worked in your favour, because for
Yeah.
other people it's like, fuck, I wasn't saving. Mark had the winning streak in his back, like, you know what I mean?
So
Like,
everything kind of fell into place with that. Like,
Exactly. I was able to go off do part-time PTs knowing that I had a bit of financial backing to say that,
Yes,
all right, if
yeah.
it doesn't work, at least I have money and I can go get a full-time job, or if it does work, well and good, you know, and it kind of gave me the push to actually not look for a full-time job and actually go to something that I was passionate about.
yeah.
So that was that in 2018, then 2019 I actually went out and I would set up my own business. But most of the money from the winning streak is still in the bank. Like I was saving it for a house, so
Fair fuck.
to buy a house.
What
But
did you do with 23 grand?
I don't know.
it's nothing, to be honest. It's like $5,000 went just like that. Like,
See, that's the thing. People think like, oh, loads of money. Like,
yeah,
no, it's not. Like,
nothing.
No.
Nah, absolutely
No.
nothing. Like.
it's crazy. Like, I remember, does anyone else remember when you're small and your dad like takes a 20-euro note out of his wallet, you're like, there's so much money. But now, like, you literally spent all that in fucking taxis.
Gone,
It's
yeah.
actually
What
a
was it?
joke.
We watched a movie online there last night on YouTube. And it was
Oh my god,
18
no.
quid,
Oh,
like,
I was going to ask him to get 18 euro for a film on YouTube.
Yeah.
I said, Mark's crosser that we spent it.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's the new Witches. Do you know the Witches film?
Oh yeah.
we
I'm
watched
surprised Chloe didn't make you buy it.
I don't even say anything to her. I watched 5 films in a row there on Saturdays. Most films I watched in a year, I'm sure.
that. Yeah.
I looked at it, like I seen Chloe's Mark's girlfriend. Like, I seen the pictures up, all the different movies,
Oh, on the text.
and I was like, fair play, like. Do
And
you
I
know what I
know the last 10 minutes into a movie and I would sleep, like, because I'd be so tired I'd just fall asleep.
Yeah, you would, like. We never watch films. We
No.
decided now we watch films downstairs because otherwise you just fall asleep, like.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you do in your downtime, Mark? What would be like not around the gym? Like, I call them flow activities. Like,
Yeah, like
you really enjoy.
my coach asked me that before, and he said, what you really enjoy that's not fitness related, you know? And I tried to name out a few things, but I actually couldn't, because like they were like going for a walk, and he was like, that's fitness related. And I was like, listen to a podcast. He was like, what podcast you listen to? And they're probably fitness related or
Wow.
you know, so there's probably actually nothing besides chilling out with Chloe and relaxing and, like, you know, doing things with her, going away for a weekend, or just throwing the feet up and watching the telly, which is nice too, and going for a walk, which is, I suppose, semi-fitness related. But I don't really have anything that's not fitness related, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I always say to Joseph, my brother now, he loves, like, seriously, you know, I'd say he'd be the same way as you, Mark. Like, fitness is like his passion, his life. He loves it. Like, he's done rugby, soccer, hurling, all of it. But I'd always have this little worry that I'd want him to kind of get into something. I don't know, because like, what if he broke his leg or something, and he'd be light up? Would you ever worry about anything like that? No.
If I hurt myself.
Yeah, and if you're out of action for a while,
like that's the reason why I kind of cut back playing sports. Like, I still kind of semi-play a sport, but I'm not as committed, because if I get an injury, a bad injury, I'm out of work. You know what I mean? That means if I'm out of work, I have no money.
Oh yeah, you put things in place for it. Yeah.
To start to cut. Like, I do have a fear of getting hurt or getting sick, you know, but I look after myself to prevent illness, and in terms of eating well and taking vitamins and all those same things, exercise, drink water, and then I don't do any contact sports as much as I used to, because obviously I'd be fairly committed in sport, and I get injured fairly quick. So
yeah, so that's the thing.
I still train teams and stuff like that, and I still kind of my own teams, but I don't play as much, because if I get hurt, I'm just out of work and it's balls.
Yeah. And like, with currently now, like, we're in a lockdown level 5. Is your gym completely shut down now, or do you still have kind of services online, or?
Yes, like, we're completely shut, but we do still have services online. So we're still doing. I'm actually starting there now at 4 o'clock. I have a full shift from 4 to 9, doing Zoom PTs 1-to-1, like. So we're still going, like we're still working as normal. Obviously not to the full effect as we would have.
Yeah.
But we're still working. I'm in the middle of opening a gym as well, so there's lots of stuff to be done there. So I kept occupied.
Yeah. Like, I think some people think, like, because, and I know it's the case for a lot of people, but because it's lockdown, everyone's doing nothing.
Yeah.
No, like, even some people are even busier because of lockdown. Think like parents and stuff. You know what I mean?
We get things done. Like for me, like the last time when I went to lockdown, I did get caught in a bit of a rut for a while that I just was getting up late, eating shit, not exercising, for a couple of weeks. But this time around is more of like, this is my time now to complete tasks and actually get shit together, and make sure like I have a busy period ahead in January and with opening the gym and like get my shit together. And this, I think for a lot of people, you should be overproductive during these
Yeah, that's a good point.
even if it's a case of spending an hour with your girlfriend watching the telly, when, like, if I ask myself, like, on a full working week, when can I spend an hour with Chloe? It's probably never, you know what I mean? So now I actually appreciate those moments that, all right, I have time now,
Yeah.
That is so true. That's a good point, actually. Like,
I was watching films the other day, and I was like,
makes you more grateful for little things. Yeah, that's so true. And I wanted to ask you as well, Mark. I know, like, some people I'd say are listening and they don't follow Mark on Instagram or anything like that, but you've been you're so passionate about the mental health side of fitness.
Yeah.
You're really into that. And there was petitions. How are the petitions getting on for the gyms to be open with lockdown?
they still have a lot of signatures, but like I think for Ireland anyway, like it happened in England and they got the gyms open, but now they're closed again because they went to more level higher.
Yeah, they've gone into another lockdown properly. Yeah.
I think if Ireland were going to get the gyms opened, they'd have to stand together and not just have one gym in Cork refusing to close and one gym in Dublin. We all have to do it together.
Everyone yeah, I agree with that. And do you have any example? And I'm not talking about names now or anything. I don't mean that at all. But like an example is someone who came into you and they like suffered with their mental health and then it just dramatically got better through the gym.
Yeah, a good couple of people actually. Like there's two people that stand to mind. There was one girl throughout the last lockdown that actually met up at 4 or 5 times a week to go for a walk because I knew she was struggling badly with her mental health, So every day for 4 months, like we went out for a walk and it was just nice to be able to help her in that regard. So I know that she's probably suffering a little bit throughout this and it's the weather's not as nice. It's hard to go for walks now, you know what I mean? So
that's so true. A lot of people are. That's actually I forgot. I always forget about that. Last lockdown, everyone was saying, "Oh, we're so lucky. It's sunny," because everyone's saying, "Go for who the fuck's gonna go for a 5-kilometer walk in the sleet?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know.
There's another guy who suffers with drug and alcohol addiction, and he's throughout the last lockdown, he found himself got fairly bad because he was out of work and ran himself into a little bit of debt and was taking drugs.
So he's still using
every second. But then when he came out of lockdown, gyms opened back up. He was drug and alcohol free for
a
long period of time, and now we're just afraid that now with this happening again, it's going to be like a circle and it's going to happen again. You know what I mean? Because he's been without drugs anyway for the last 3 or 4 months. Like it was the drink that led to the drugs, but he's been without drugs and has been clean-minded, and every time he drank he's been good, and now it's coming back again, and now we were thinking, is it going to go backwards again? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and do you know what Mark said there about the weather, right? You know, the weather is worse now. You think that the government, look, COVID's all about the physical sickness. People can't go for the 5-kilometer walk. So would you not leave an exception to the fucking gyms?
Yeah.
So people aren't relapsing, people aren't getting sad,
And it's still ridiculous. Like alcohol is still like on sale.
Yeah,
like
you're still able to get a burger, still able to go to the office, get drink, but you're not allowed to go into the gym and actually help yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I could talk for hours about fucking why, but like where we should be the prevention and the cause. Like we should be the prevention of mental health and prevention of obesity and prevention for all these illnesses, even normal illnesses like contracting the virus. Like we help build the immune system through health.
Wow. What sort of good point is that? Never even thought of that. Gyms lift your immune system.
Yeah. Exercising betters or improves your immune system. So does
oh my god.
Eating the right stuff as well. Like it's all a part.
Government is like I like obviously you probably watch conspiracy theories, but I could go off in a rant for hours about fucking conspiracy theories. No one.
Get Mark on your dad in one episode. We just do Christmas special, just conspiracy theory.
Waffling about Bill Gates now for about 4 hours.
Yeah,
That's mad. The Bill Gates thing, though, isn't it?
He's a psychopath, man. He's off as
yeah.
well.
We discussed actually, like, this episode will be out on Thursday now, but we discussed it on the episode released today on Monday, a bit about like COVID and what we thought of it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this episode, go listen to Monday's one. We have a small little chat about that, like, you know. So like, what's your plans, Tynan, for like kind of 2021? What's in store for Mark Tynan?
Well, look, the gym is opening on the 4th, hopefully. Fingers crossed everything goes well.
4th of what?
4th of January.
Yes. Whoa.
The gym is
We're
opening.
making moves in lockdown. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Sure, it's a great thing to do it, like.
Why not? Exactly. That's what I've been saying to everyone when I'm plugging the podcast, the Mark's gym. Like, it's like, I remember the last lockdown, right? I was heavier and I had this thing in my head. It was very strange. It's like, right, you're not in work now, you're a bit heavier. No, lose loads of weight, walk in, they won't recognize you. You know, there's so much stuff you can do whenever everything's kind of closed off, you know. There's more, there's opportunities.
Like the first lockdown, I started bloody planting stuff. Do you know what I mean? I found a new hobby. Like, I started bloody planting basil and everything. Like,
it's mad how like time can change everything. Like 7 months ago when we went into the first lockdown, I was, like, panicking. Like, for the first 2 days I was panicking, like, oh my god, like, this could be the end of my business. Like, what am I going to do? And then 7 months later we're going back into a lockdown. I'm actually opening the gym. You know what I mean? It's just
it's something you've never thought possible. Like, I suppose in the circumstances in the first lockdown, like,
you just have to adapt, and we adapted online. There was still revenue coming in. We still were able to earn money and build a business even though we weren't even open. You know, it's just people think that just because you're closed, it's all doom and gloom, but it's actually not. You just have to be able to research and learn and be able to adapt to the ways that the world is going and just provide.
And with that, like you yourself, like in the first lockdown, you thought kind of, you know, your gym was going to go under and you haven't been open that long and stuff like that. Is there any kind of, you know, communication with yourself and then kind of other gym owners and kind of strategizing for scenarios like this and stuff?
Yeah, so like I have a good relationship with a lot of gym owners in Cork, but I'm also I have a business coach and he has a group. So like the last time he's based in Australia, and last time Australia went into lockdown before Ireland did. Yeah. So he kind of like he adapted to what happened in Australia and gave us advice over here, being like, it's on your way. Adapting.
Oh, that is fucking cool. Martin will go home for anyone.
It's funny because like they started adapting, doing online training, and he was like, all right, you need to get your system set up, you need to get your prices out there, you need to do this, because it's coming, it's going to come soon. So like we closed on a Sunday night, we had our first Zoom session on the Tuesday, you know what I mean? Right.
Did you listen to him though, or did you think he was being a bit dramatic, if you're being honest?
No, I did. Like, to be fair, everything that I've listened to him for the last a year and a half, I suppose, and everything he said has been right. So I was like, I'll trust this fella now. Surely he knows what he's talking about.
Like, look, this is a bit far-fetched, hard to get, but I'll take his word for it. You know,
work with hundreds of gyms. So like, he is a little group that loads of gym owners are, and I'd be talking to gym owners from Australia, from up the country, from USA, from England, just get a feel about what's going on. And like, there's like a lot of business owners have shame in asking someone for help, but I have no shame in asking. So
there is a lot of shame in people asking for help. And do you know what? No, I'm a girl, so I don't know. I can't say. You can maybe say. Is it harder for men to ask for help?
It depends on what way. Like
depends on the scenario and who you're talking, who you're asking as well.
Like, I ask for help in terms of like if I needed, if there was a person, a gym owner that has what I want or is somewhere where I want to be, then I'd be like, how the fuck did you get there now? And if I can learn how he got there, then I might be able to do it my way, you know?
Yeah.
But in terms of mental health, I definitely think that for men, I don't know if it's harder for them, or they're just more ashamed.
I think that's what I meant, the stigma. I actually didn't mean the 2E, but you're right, there is a big stigma.
I have friends and I know people that have mental health issues that would never ask for help, would never come and talk to you, would be ashamed to. And like, you're trying to offer your help, but like, look, there's only so much you can say and do.
That must be so lonely too, like, you know, that train of thought in itself would really enable you, like.
Yeah, and it is for a lot of men coming to the gym, and like, one of our main questions in our consultations, like, have you got any mental health issues? And a lot of people would just say no, but then as you start to talk to them down the line, it starts to come out, you know, what's wrong and what's going on in their lives and why.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's more they're ashamed on the first point of contact, and even if you have friends, there's some friends are ashamed to ask for help too. But
Yeah. And like the previous kind of person on the podcast, Rosie, producer Rosie, was on,
Yeah.
and kind of her thing, like her weight loss journey, like when she was younger, like she kind of was bullied and stuff in school and stuff like that, and what happened as a result, then she started kind of comfort eating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So kind of her mental health was affected, and as a result then she ate, which gained weight then, you know. So there's a big connection there between kind of people going to lose weight and, you know, things like this, you know?
Yeah, that's very true.
100%, yeah. And especially like in lower life or younger life, like whatever happens in younger life, you can probably take your later years, you know, like Jesus, when I was younger, I was called names, and it didn't affect me when I got older, but it can affect other people, you know. And like I never really get affected by too much. But
It affects, some people take it kind of, you know, literal, and then some people they don't. Everyone's different, showing the way they kind of think.
And it's mad that you can't choose. You know that way.
Yeah.
Like some people are just built that they won't get bothered by it, and some people will. Like I used to get mocked because I'd red cheeks and my name rhymed with onion. All this stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd be chilling out and it just come back into my head and I go, you know, I kind of remember for a second. But I was going to say there, you know, Mark's whole story, and like I know it goes much longer than just COVID, but what I just got from listening to it there, it actually is a big example and a motivation to just go with change. So a lot of people fight change, and they want everything to stay the same all the time. It really shows, just go with the flow. It's gonna work out. If you have this feeling that you need to move on to something else, listen to it, listen to yourself and what you want. Everything will fall into place.
I always, like, for me, I'm just motivated by what I want for my future, you know. And even when I was overweight, I was motivated by what I wanted to look like. So if there's something telling you and deep down that this isn't right for you, or you need to do this, then just do it. You know what I mean?
Because there's a reason why.
Someone negative, then just try and push it to the side. Or, you know, if you feel like this is, like, if you want to go down a business idea, or if you have a business idea, and if you want to do it, then what's the worst thing that happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah. With job too.
Just get a full-time job again, you know, it'll be fine.
See, that's such a good point, because I remember, honestly, like, okay, look, I know it's our podcast, whatever, but still, if I heard this now, last year, right, I was sick shit of childcare. I was so sick of it, but it was like, you might not find anything better, you might not get accepted for a job, all things in your ears. But then I just had to take it, and it's so important. I hope people who are listening to this who aren't happy in their reality now, and a lot of people who are suffering with their mental health, like, it could be something to do with who you're surrounding yourself with, where you're working, something like that. And you might have to think about making a choice. And it is hard to go with change sometimes, because we're humans, we like routine and stuff. But Mark's a big example. Just go with the change things, let life flow, because it is going to work out.
Yeah, you have to take it day by day and week by week, and what happens. And if it's not good for you, then leave it, you know. Or
if it doesn't feel right as well, you know.
If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Exactly. And you have to think what's best for you. Sometimes we have to be a little bit selfish, you know, and sometimes we have to have that element that I don't care what anybody thinks. If it's not right for me, then I'm not going to do it. Or if that person's not right for me, I'm not going to be there, you know. And
because it's our own life at the end of the day. Everyone else will, whatever, they're going to sleep at their own side of the bed, and you're left with your own.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you will attract positive, you know what I mean? Positive actions, positive outcomes. So that
is so true.
So you just have to train it back. Like, I don't say these things to many people. I just do it myself, and I just go with the flow and what I think is best for me on the daily. If I don't want to go somewhere that I don't like, then I'm not going to go there, because I just don't want to go there. You know?
Exactly.
Just I don't like that place, I'm not going there, or whatever, you know. Just
you have to do what's for you.
Yeah. So you have your gym open, and you had the 4th of January, Mark.
Yeah.
Is it in the same location? Is it in Blackpool?
It's still in Blackpool. Yeah, it's only literally 5 minutes from where we are now. So
wow, that's handy, isn't it?
Grand, nice small place. It's going to be a private person training studio, so it's going to be nice and private and chilled and good vibes.
Yeah. Very good.
I'm going to be starting. I'm definitely save a spot for me, please. Right?
That's to buy the voucher now for Christmas.
Oh yeah! Oh lads! Oh my God, we forgot all about it. Mark is doing Christmas vouchers. MT Fitness is doing vouchers.
Yeah.
if you've anyone in your family who you think's finding a bit tough, whatever, or trying to give them a little hint, like, look, you could benefit from this, whatever, give them a voucher.
Yeah.
100%.
And where can we find you on social media, Mark?
MT Fitness Cork on Facebook and Instagram would probably be the best places to go. Yeah.
Very good. That's brilliant. Any final words before we wrap it up?
I don't. It was great talking to you. It was good crack.
It was actually lovely.
it was.
I was really nervous over the first Zoom.
Yeah.
Like Mark heard me, like you're on for a few, and I was like, delete.
It's grand, especially nowadays. You can't meet up with people. It's grand to do the podcast through this because it's grand. You just record it, stop it, and it's the job. Yeah, it's nice.
We're upgrading anyway. Zoom's the way forward anyway.
Zoom's the way forward.
Yeah.